would literally fly like this close to my face and go, phew. I'm just like, ah.
Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm James.
And I'm Tanner. And I met James about a month ago at the park. And his group called Cowtown. They were all flying drones at my park. And I got to fly one of his drones.
So we're going to do a video production series, and he's in college to do video production, so we're going to get to that. And there's a lot of really cool information coming out on that very soon. Very, very exciting. And so I invited him over here today because we're working on the video series, but we decided to make a video while we're here because I ordered a $15 drone off of Wish. I saw it because it looks so cool. Because this little drone looked just like one of my favorite drones I've ever had, the DJI Air, the Air 1, which I still think is the best looking drone ever made, even more than the Air 2. And it is a foldable drone just like this one. You can see in the picture, and here's how much I paid for it on Wish. Yeah, you can see that it cost $10 to ship it. It does have a camera. So when I got it, it reminded me of a drone that I bought a year ago, which is the Cimarex 300C. I ordered a white one to look like my Air, but when I got it, it looked like something you'd find in a baby's diaper. But I went to go fly it. I wanted to do a review on it for my YouTube channel, but the remote is so bad. It's like 2 quarters on top of a platform, and they just slide around, and I couldn't fly the drone. I was smashing it into everything, so I was gonna return it, but it went into the drawer, and I forgot all about it until I got this one in the mail. So for $15 and $10 shipping, can it be a good camera drone? Can a $15 drone be any good? Well, before we go fly it, let's go over the options and aspects of how to put it in the air and use the app. All right, you recording? Show them the pond. Look how windy it is. I mean, it's probably a good 10, 15 miles, maybe an 8, 10 mile an hour wind.
Yep.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's see how she does in the wind. We're trying to take her. It's quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
My gosh,
wow.
It's fast.
You had ever did it out here before? Whoa. Damn, how are you so good at flying these things? Never did it. Have you ever slammed it in your face before?
No.
Oh my gosh.
By flying mini drones, by letting my dogs chase it all over the house. you know, you don't even, once you get to flying and you know what you're doing, you don't even have to think about the controls. You know what I mean? It's kind of like driving a car.
Yeah.
You know how when you drive in a car, when you first start, when you go somewhere, you have to think about it. But now when you drive somewhere, you don't even. It's windy.
Yep.
It's doing good.
Yeah. Oh my god. Alright, can I fly it now?
Sure.
Alright.
Alright, the last we're gonna see this is a drone because Tanner's flying it. You ready?
Yep.
I say it goes swimming. Push all the way up.
Alright.
Alright, so turn it back towards us, come back. The other way.
Can you turn it? Wait. No. Go on. Turn around. No. Uh-oh. Wait.
Can you bring? Ah.
Oh gosh.
Let me see it.
Yeah. Oh. It's gonna go out of range. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Can you see it? It's gonna fly into the house. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Where'd it go? Did you see it?
Sam. Hey, Sam. Hey, I stuck one in the top of that tree once. All right, let me start by saying it comes in a great little zippable case. It's got a little handle. You open it up, and it comes with extra props, and they are labeled A/B. Make sure if you ever replace these that they go in the right direction. Comes with a remote. This piece snaps into here, and your phone goes on top of that. If you want to use your phone, if you want to use the camera, it flies great just flying it by itself, not using the camera. I'll show you the camera in just a minute. So, look how much this drone looks just like the Air 2. It really does. I mean, this is amazing. It looks just like it, like a little mini one. Even the back of it, see it? So as you can see, it looks just like the Simrex X300C. I mean, they're virtually identical. All right, guys, let's see what she weighs in at, the Bug. She weighs in at 41 grams, which is compared to the HS210 is 25, so it's quite a bit heavier. So it weighs just a little bit less than a golf ball. All right, guys, so the drone's pretty simple. It folds up. Here's the on-off button. The battery slides in and out like this, and you charge it, and by plugging this into the side right here, right there. It took about 30-45 minutes to charge, and you get about 6 or 7 minutes of flight time. The only downer about this drone, it only comes with one battery. Both of them I did. So if you are thinking about batteries, the HS210 comes with 3. And by the time you get through running the third one, the other one's already charged up. So it only comes with one battery. It slides back in. This is your antenna. There's a camera. So here's what I was talking about with these controllers. This thing with the Simrex, it just felt really clunky. Actually, this controller feels really, really good. It does. I like it pops back really easy. And there's kind of a fluid feel, but remember we're talking about a $15 drone, but $10 of shipping. So on the remote, here's your on-off switch, and these buttons right here, this is to take a photo, this is to start a video, and on the app it'll show you it's recording. This is your headless mode, which you don't ever use. What that does, if you push that, this will continue beeping, and whichever way the drone is pointed, it'll go that way. In other words, if it's even sideways and you point it to go forward, it'll go forward in this direction. So you lose orientation of it. It may be a little bit safer, but this is a beginner drone, so don't ever use headless mode, because once you get used to doing that, it's hard to switch back and do it the correct way. So always learn without headless mode. And then this is your return to home. It's not a GPS drone, so don't push that. All it'll do is fly into a wall or fly away. If you want to land it, just land it by pulling down. So these buttons on this side are the trim buttons. And what that means, if the drone seems to be sliding to the left or right, front or back, you hold down on one of these. So I think this one's forward, back, left, right. So if it seems to be going forward, then just hold down on that and pull it back a little bit until you get it to hover in place. It takes a little bit of practice, but you'll get the hang of it. Also, after you crash it, if it seems to be performing a little bit strange, it's probably because one of these are just not pushed all the way out. Make sure they're pushed all the way out on all four every time you crash it, or actually every time before you take off. And on the remote, this is your speed switch on this side. So it'll start out in speed 1, you press it once, it'll go to speed 2, you press it once, and it'll go into speed 3. So if you're flying it outside, press it twice and go to speed 3 right away to fight the wind. This is your flip button, so you push that once, it'll be beeping, in whichever direction you push it up or down, it'll flip in that direction. Also, every time you turn on your remote and you have the drone on, you hear that beep, you have to pull down and in on both of these to get it to bind. That way it'll take off. Also, you may want to put your phone into airplane mode, which is a really good thing to do on Wi-Fi drones. It stops outside interference. And I know this seems to be a lot to take in, so great idea when you first start flying drones is to make a pre-start checklist. So you go over every single step, so you don't get out there and it won't fly because you've missed something, like hooking on your Wi-Fi or binding the controller. Now let's talk about how to get the drone up in the air. So to get the app, what you want to do is you want to open up your camera, and then you take the QR code, you put it up to your camera, and it'll say open app, so you open up the app. But before you get into the app, what you need to do So what you want to do is turn the drone on. You'll see the little red lights, and you open up your settings. Open up your Wi-Fi. See KY4, that come up really quick. Now it's connected. And then you go to the app. And hit start. And you see the camera's on. Man, that's really better quality than you would think. So now you see the app, it's turned on. The camera's kind of tilted down. So you know, they know when it's flying, it's gonna be flying like this, so it already has a degree and it's not adjustable. So there's the quality of the camera. I mean, for $15. I'll show you a little bit of footage when we were flying it when we were out there. All right, so on the app, you can either take a picture, you can take a photo, you can look at your files, or right here you can change the speed, but I wouldn't even use this app at all. I would just use the controller. All right, so let's go put her up in the air and see how she flies. And what a cool little camera it's got on it. Okay, all right, so here's Tanner, inside with the world's best beginner drone. What do you think about the difference between this one and the other one?
Well, I like, for one, that I know which way is forward. The front side of it, which is the blue side of it is the front side. So it's a lot easier to know where you're going compared to the other one where it's just black propellers all around. So that's like my favorite thing about it. The second thing I like about it is that it's just pretty responsive in general. So.
All right, guys, we're back flying the Bug, as he named it. I thought it flew very, very well. I was really, really surprised at how windy it was and how responsive it was. The speed of it was a lot more. What did you think about it?
Well, for one, I liked that it had a camera. Even though I can't exactly say it's the best drone, it did fly really well when it was outside. It can actually stay still for a good amount of the time before the wind catches it. But it's hard to learn at first because you can't really tell which way you're going compared to a different drone that we flew, which is like a blue drone. There's two different colored propellers. There's a blue and there's a black. And the blue is actually the front-facing part of the drone, so you know exactly where you're flying at all times. But I flew this indoors and I flew this outdoors. So I should have learned this indoors first. But if you need just a drone with a little small camera that you want to take photos or video with, this could be just a small little drone to get into to learn. But if you want to actually practice with a drone that you can actually learn pretty easily, I'd recommend this drone.
Yeah, because most people go buy a drone and they spend a couple grand, they come home with something like this because they don't know the orientation of the controls. This is the best beginner mini drone in the world.
Yeah,
and so if you learn the orientation of this with these controllers, it's the same orientation of the big drones. And I have flown this 1,000 times, literally let my dogs chase this all over the house because what'd you think about my performance when I was flying this one outside?
I was shocked, actually. I mean, I honestly, when I first met him at the park, I saw him flying all kinds of drones, including like a really big drone that we're actually going to use in a video project coming up soon. But I was really surprised at how well he handled that drone, even if the wind was catching it just a little bit. Like he would literally fly like this close to my face and go, phew. I'm just like,
It's just like driving a car. The first time when you first start driving a car, you have to think about everything. Now when you drive to work and back, you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
You're aware. You're conscious of what you're doing. It's the same thing with the drone. You're aware, but you don't have to think about the controls once you get comfortable with it. But I still say this is the best one. So if you got any content, if you got anything from this drone,
I'm totally editing that into the bloopers.
Right. So if you got anything good out of this, please like and subscribe. We got a lot of really good content. Tanner's in college learning how to make videos, and we're going to do a whole video series that's going to be really exciting. I'm sure you can't wait to see it.
But yeah, I'll see you in the next video.